It's finally here. I know I kept promising it like over and over again. If you guys have not watched these videos before, pretty much I like to do this thing where in today's video I'm gonna go over all of the runway trends, and then for the next video, because you guys know I'm such a big thrifting channel, I pretty much just go out and thrift the trends, you know, because you don't have to be dropping $500 on a coat. The third little serious thing that I like to do is I just like to do a lookbook for you guys to show how I style everything, and yeah, we're just gonna get right on into it. Number one, so I don't want to call this a trend, I kind of want to do this more of a theme. I did this in my last video where the majority of the thing that I saw is kind of a punk rock romance. Now I hate using the word like punk and rock, I don't know, it just like cringes me out. Honestly, it just means that you're mixing a bunch of like edgy pieces, again I hate that word, but say like leather, vinyl, like spikes, and just putting it with more like girlier tops. So I tried to kind of do it today. Again, this is a very like light version, but I paired this little crop. It's kind of like vinyl slash leather, and then I put it with this black lace choker. I don't know if you like the camera was even gonna pick that up, and then I tried to pair it with pearls, so the more like romantic side of it. You don't have to go all out, you know, you could do as simple as just like accessories. For example, Balmain had like this amazing chain headband, and you're probably thinking like, oh, how's that girly? But it honestly kind of reminded me of like Blair Waldorf. If you guys ever watched Gossip Girl, how Blair was like so notorious for wearing her headbands, and it was just so girly, and I don't know, it just kind of reminded me of that. Gave it kind of an edge, but also you could wear, you know, that chain headband and then wear a girly ass dress. And then Gucci had the spiked collars, but reminded me of the iGirl collars. Alexander McQueen had literally almost every single model, their ears were covered in jewelry, and it wasn't like the cute kind of like girly vibe where you'll see like Jaclyn Hill, she wears a lot of earrings and she kind of makes it look almost girly, but the way that Alexander McQueen looked, I don't even know, it gave it more of an alternative vibe. And then Alexa Chung would have like a frilly ass dress, but then the tights would be black, the shoes would be black. So if you guys get like kind of what I'm saying, you know, it doesn't have to be like super full-blown. Like for example, Jeremy Scott, his runway, swear to God, looked like a MySpace girl. It looked like me, how I dressed back when MySpace was in, and that's kind of like the intro to all the trends. Again, I don't know what you want to call it, I'm calling it punk rock romance. People called it grunge. Other articles were even saying like the motorcycle trend, because it was a lot of like leather jackets, which is always in like when it comes to fall, but you know what I mean. Which leads me to trend number two, which everybody is gonna punch me because you're gonna be like, no shit that it's on trend, because it's on trend literally every single fall and winter. It's gonna be leather, okay? I hate to say it, it is leather, but think not just your ordinary leather jacket or leather pants. On the runway, it was literally so heavily focused on leather, which I feel like it is every single season. But keep in mind, like this time I saw like pieces that you normally wouldn't see a lot. Like for example, if you kind of like want to girly it up, Chanel had this amazing bandana. It was like black, and then it had rhinestone Chanel, again kind of like the punk rock romance. It honestly even gave me more of like motorcycle trend vibe, if you want to call it that. Dior had this belt that was literally on like every single outfit, whether it was girly or not. It was leather. Hermes was heavily focused on leather, I'm not kidding. Every single piece of clothing had some type of leather. I mean, Balmain even had it on a hat on like every single person. So pretty much all I'm trying to say is don't just wear a leather jacket over like a dress, how you usually see people styling leather. If you want to do that, add on more, like put on some leather boots, or even if you have like a leather choker, invest in one, like something like that, where it's not just your typical like, oh, I'm gonna put leather pants on and then like a graphic tee over it and then like I'm done. Like try to put a little bit more in, whether it's a leather bag, again faux leather, or a leather jacket. Just incorporate more leather into the outfit, not just one piece. So that's kind of what I'm trying to say. This next trend, it's gonna pain me because again, it is like leather where it's always on trend, okay? It's literally never gonna go out of style, but what I'm trying to really drill into your guys' brain is kind of like the theme and the way you're wearing it. So think again, punk rock romance. It's gonna be lace, but it's not gonna be your average typical girly lace, like really cute and frilly, you know? I mean, you could do that, but you could edge it up. Again, punk rock romance. So think more edgy. I feel like the best way I can describe this is wearing how I wear it. I always wear my biker shorts that I got from Forever 21. They are lace at the bottom, and it's not really girly. I mean, biker shorts are not girly at all, but it has that lace at the bottom, and I'm always styling it with like a band tee, and then you can just slap on a leather jacket. If you're not really into the whole biker shorts and you want to be a little bit more girlier than that, is the typical classic, never gonna go out of style, black slip dress with the lace. Literally go to your thrift store, I guarantee you it's there, okay? You don't need to be dropping 50 bucks on a slip dress when you can find it at the thrift store. That I've gotten all of mine there, and boom, you have it. You have that little lace going on. You could even do lace tights, black lace tights. All I'm trying to say is, okay, it's pretty much just black lace, okay? It can be different colored lace too, but trying to like stay away from more of the white lace and more towards the darker ones, because again, we're trying to stick to that theme. This fourth one, it's gonna be dark florals, and you're always thinking like, oh my god, florals, like again, they're always in, especially in the summer, but this time it's dark florals. Vogue even called it like bad romance, so you can even mix the black lace with it. So if you're wearing like a black floral dress with the lace, you want to make it a little bit more alternative. Louis Vuitton did it, I feel like, so cute. They paired it with shoes that almost look like Docs, but they also look like Sperry's, and they had that little yellow trim that Docs are famous for. If you have those three core pieces, realistically, they're never gonna go out of style, okay? It's not something where it's neon, where it was like really big in the 80s and then it came back and now it's, I feel like, almost trickling away again, and then you have to wait like years until you can bust it out again. Or if you're like me, you can just wear it whenever you want to. But you know, you could always wear it lace, you could always wear leather, you can always wear florals. What's nice about like having these trends, or not even trends, but like looking on the runway and having it be, because you always hear like, ugh, leather, it's back in style. I mean, it's a trend again, like it is every single fall, but if you actually look at the runways, the way that they're using leather, the way that they're using lace, the way that they're styling the florals, it's like different than it was in like previous seasons. Like they're adding different things, and that's why I kind of included these three in like the beginning, just so you guys kind of have that base, because these next things are kind of going to be trends that will kind of like feather off, if you know what I mean. I highly recommend looking at a runway. Honestly, it's super fun. It's so much good inspiration if you do have that one floral, dark floral dress, you know, and you're like, I've worn it so many times. Because when you think about it, if you have a dark floral dress, you wear it once, and then it's like, if you wear it like the next week, for example, if you went to school or something, I know I always had that fear of like, if I wore a dress in high school and then the next week I would wear it again, and I'd always think like, oh, people are gonna think like, oh, she's wearing like that same dress again. And when you think about it, dresses tend to be more expensive, especially at places like Urban Outfitters. They're gonna be like $70, so it's a lot different than buying like a $70 pair of pants, because you could wear it and people aren't gonna be like, wasn't she wearing that just like the other day? So if you look at a runway, you can look at different ways to style it. So you're wearing that dark, moody floral dress. One day wear it with like a spiked collar. If that's not really your thing, pair it with like a, for example, a lace collar. You know, the next day, why do I keep saying collar? Choker. You know, one day you can style it with Docs, the next day you can style it with Converse. And this fifth trend is gonna be feathers, which I feel like is actually a little bit more acceptable during like the holiday season, because you have New Year's, you know, you have Christmas. It's a lot more festive versus if you're just gonna bust out a two-piece feather set in like March. It's a little bit more like, you know, it seems more trendy. And when I say feathers, okay, I'm not talking the whole iconic Kendall and Kylie Versace Met Gala thing going on. You know, it's just like dipping your little feet in it. Again, if we're all about dipping our feet in, okay? You don't have to go balls to the wall and wear like a full-on feather outfit all like head to toe and look like a bird. You don't have to go all Marc Jacobs, okay? Their runway was insane, okay? It was literally all feather. YSL had it on shoes, because you could just wear a simple little dress and then have your shoes be the statement piece. A lot of websites actually have just sleek black pants, but then it has like feathered out on the bottom. I think that looks so cute. Like a top like this would look really nice, even if you want to slap on a band tee over it. Trend number 6 is actually something that when I was reading the articles, I was like, really? I was like, is that a trend? Am I really gonna see it? And I did on almost every single runway, and I actually did see it on retail sites as well, which is gonna be capes, okay, which is so weird. Almost gives it like that poncho feel, but it's not really. It's not like all the way closed. It kind of has like that open one, so literally a freaking cape. I feel like if I get one, I need to be like drinking tea or something and just being a bitch to everyone. I don't know, it's just the vibe that it gives off. Kind of reminds me of like Cruella de Vil. Marc Jacobs had a lot of like different variety types, whether it was like a leopard like cheetah one, which again kind of gives me like Cruella de Vil vibes, or if you want to do like more classic, just classic is what I see more on the websites. Zara has so much right now of like black, nude, it's more toned down, and I feel like that's something that you could find at a thrift store if you're lucky, like a more crazy like Chanel one, like very vibrant, because I didn't really see it on in the stores. Like the stores were more classic, like toned down, not as crazy as like the Marc Jacobs ones. The seventh trend is gonna be elongated coats, okay? I'm talking like almost to your feet, which is usually very popular anyways. I mean, a coat is a coat, but I didn't really see that many short coats on the runway. They were all long, like at least to like past your butt a little bit, and that's just a trend I love, because if you just go to the thrift store, you'll see it. The like number one thing that I saw the most was actually the typical, whether it was the vinyl black or a leather one. I actually saw it a lot on Instagram. It's very easy to thrift, and again, it could be any type of pattern or material, okay, whether you do want to do the classic cheetah coat, because usually cheetah coats are like mid-length, but I saw a lot of ones that were like all the way down to your feet. Now this one is definitely a trend, okay? I don't think it's gonna be around for that long. It's like one of those things where a lot of people will probably pass on, and it's gonna be the bedding coat. Now I didn't know again how to describe it. A lot of websites were calling it the quilted coat, but the more that I started looking at the runway, I actually saw a pattern of, they just had stuff that literally looked like they were wearing a robe, okay? Whether it was a robe, you know, or a quilted like bed sheet. So I'm gonna kind of call it bedding, because you know what? You wear a robe when you're about to go to bed. I mean, Sid Nasty on Instagram was wearing one that literally looked like a robe. Alexa Chung actually had this vinyl jacket, which you're thinking, that's not even bedding. But on the inside, it was like quilted floral. So it kind of looked like the whole bedroom, like grandma vibes. Balenciaga was literally pairing stuff that looked like a robe with fuzzy slippers, okay? So I think they were trying to do a whole bedroom thing going on. Dior and Gucci were even putting it on their pants, okay? There was like quilted pants. I mean, that's on you if you want to wear a robe out, if you're like more comfortable with it. It could be the whole Gucci where the robe literally looked like it belonged to a bougie ass New Jersey housewife. That's definitely something that I would go to the thrift store, try it out. If I really do like it and I see one on a website that I like, then I will go ahead and buy it, because again, I did see it on retail stores, so it is out there. And trend number 9, which is gonna be the last one, is gonna be suits. The way that I saw it styled this year was just so freaking cute. Like on all of the runways, Janelle Selden on Instagram is like the queen of styling suits. I swear she'll wear like short suits, long suits, bright color. Ralph Lauren's runway was literally, I think it was inspired by like Butler and Waiter. They had some really like straight up suits. If you want to do black and then just do the top of banty and like throw on a chain, I saw that on the runway as well. You could even belt it, give your body like a little bit more of a silhouette. Just play around with it, okay? There's so many different ways that you can wear a suit. I feel like every time, like in the past when I've heard suit, I always thought just very like I'm going to a meeting. Suits are one of those things that if you walk into a thrift store, you will see it. I promise you, because I feel like buying a suit especially is more expensive, because you're not just buying a top, you're buying a top and a bottom, which can get a little bit pricey. So definitely check out a thrift store. And yeah, I guess that is pretty much it for this whole trends video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.